So yesterday, the New York Knicks played the Brooklyn Nets. Whenever these two teams match up, it's always a fantastic game, regardless of if the game is close or it's a blowout. I love the energy and intensity that these two teams bring when they play each other. And if these teams don't bring the intensity, then normally the crowd does. And I'm just going to say that I definitely felt the crowd yesterday, especially after this move from Kevin Durant.
With the miss, here comes Durant, crossover, down goes Randall, Thomas three.
So apparently, Julius Randle thinks that Kevin Durant is the best player in the game of basketball right now. And I'm not going to lie, if somebody did that to me, then I'm going to be calling them the best player in the game of basketball too, because it's just going to make me look better. He didn't call LeBron James the best player. He didn't call Stephen Curry, not Luka Doncic, not Durant's teammate James Harden. He called KD the best player in the game of basketball, not Giannis Antetokounmpo. You know what, guys? Drop the best player in the game of basketball down in the comments right now. I want to know who the viewers of this channel feel like is the best at this moment. Though the New York Knicks would go on to lose by 2 points, I would like to say that I actually think that they looked pretty good yesterday. But of course, moral victories and losses are still that. They are losses at the end of the day. When you go and look at the win column for the New York Knicks, they didn't get a win. They lost. While the New York Knicks have not been the worst team in basketball by any means, coming into this season, I saw them doing a lot better.
You know what they say. When it's 10 games, you say you need 20. And when you get to 20, you say 30. And then when you get to 30, you say 40. And then before you know it, the season's over. So it's a bunch of bullshit.
And while it's still early, Thibs doesn't want to use it being early as an excuse. He expects greatness, and if you look at who he's coached in the past, where he's coaching, and the talent on this roster, you understand why he's pressing the issue for his team to start to perform. While the New York Knicks are a long way removed from their Carmelo Anthony days, I think it's safe to say that those days are days that we won't forget. Look, I'm not a Knicks fan by any means, but Carmelo Anthony in NY was an absolute movie. Who cares if the New York Knicks had to gut a successful roster to get Carmelo? I mean, Knicks fans, we would do it again if we had to, right? Right? Regardless of what the New York Knicks gave up to enter the Carmelo Anthony era, I think it was worth it for the homecoming alone. One of the NBA's hottest stars in one of the NBA's hottest markets. Carmelo has recently said himself that he doesn't think that the bond between him and New York City will ever go anywhere. That's why I embrace the city the way that I do. I'm looking forward to Tuesday. The crowd, the Knicks are playing great basketball. They have good energy up there. We know how Thibs teams are. They're a very tough team. We know we have to come in and put our hard hat on Tuesday night. Yeah, so the Knicks would actually go on to win that game. While we're on the topic of Carmelo quotes and homecomings, Carmelo was quoted saying that he loved the signing of Kemba Walker. Quote, "I don't know what took Leon so long to get that done. It was like perfect timing. He had an opportunity to get out of Oklahoma City, and Leon jumped right on it and brought Kemba in. New York native, home, had a lot of success in the Garden in college. He's from the Bronx. This is home. I know the feeling that he's playing with. I know what he's dealing with being from here and putting on the uniform. I'm glad Kemba is home." Remember when I told you guys that everybody enjoys a good homecoming? Well, maybe not Thibs. November 29th, Woj reported that the Knicks coach, Tom Thibodeau, told reporters that Kemba Walker would be moved out of the rotation, leaving none other than Alec Burks to remain the starter. Thibs would go on to say that it's a tough decision to make, but you always have to do what's best for the team. I view Kemba as a starter, and so it would be tough to play three small guards together. I gave it consideration, and I've got great respect for who Kemba is as a person, number one, and all that he's accomplished in this league. But I have to do what's best for the team. Kemba Walker being completely removed from the rotation was a little bit of a shock to me. But when you look at some of the lineups that the Knicks are able to put together, it is a little less shocking. Also, when you look at the fact that Kemba Walker has been a part of one of the worst starting lineups in the NBA, it makes a bit more sense to have Kemba on the bench to start games. Again, I do think it's brutal to completely remove Kemba Walker out of the rotation. Let's get some context. According to Fred Katz, the Knicks have the best defense in the league when he's on the bench, a defensive rating of 99, and they are dead last with a defensive rating of 116.3 when he's on the floor. They are also the 27th offense with him playing and the 9th offense with him off the floor. The lineup of Kemba Walker, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and RJ Barrett have played over 286 minutes together on the court. This lineup is a minus 16.4 per 100 possessions. Guys, you don't need me to tell you this, but that's pretty brutal. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that the New York Knicks have been misusing Kemba Walker. And to that, I would like to ask you guys, what do you think that the best way to use Kemba Walker would be? I think that Kemba Walker still has a lot of value, especially considering that he's on a team-friendly contract and he's shooting 41.3% from the three-point line. So much of the NBA is situational. Sometimes a player can look bad in one situation and then look like a completely different player in an entirely different situation. Compare Andrew Wiggins in his Minnesota days to his Golden State Warrior days. Compare DeMar DeRozan with the San Antonio Spurs to DeMar DeRozan with the Chicago Bulls. You could also make that same comparison with ZO2. Situations matter. Coaches matter. Honestly, it really is interesting to me how many Knicks players have openly supported the Knicks removing Kemba from the rotation. Fournier said that Burke has different tendencies than Kemba. For example, on pick and rolls, he likes to put the guard on his hip and try to bring the defense close and throw a lob or a floater. He probably plays with less pace than Kemba. Julius Randle went on to say that he trusts the coach's decision regarding the rotation shift. He's gonna do what he feels is best for the team. It's our job to go out there and play. Julius said that he felt like the shift gave them more size, and hopefully that results in more consistency with the starting unit. Kemba's great in the locker room, great teammate and all that, so he'll do the same. But coach just felt like 20 games in, he didn't want to wait to switch things up. While there have been multiple sources that believe the Knicks will look into trading Kemba, according to Schultz report, only 3 teams have reached out to the Knicks about a potential trade, and it's unclear if Kemba Walker is available yet. Now, I'm not a psychic or anything, but don't be shocked if we see Kemba back in the rotation sooner rather than later. How do you guys feel about this move? You guys know me, I feel bad for Kemba, but if it results in winning games, then I guess it results in winning games. Hopefully, this move at least results in a more locked-in Julius Randle, because if the Knicks are going to be good, then they need him to step it up. Julius Randle is shooting only 42% from the field and 33% from the three-point line. He's doing this while averaging 5 less points per game from last season. We know Julius is a beast. He's just got to play like one, regardless of if they're fouling him or not. The harsh reality of the NBA is that when you're a bigger guy, every foul is not going to get called. You can't be getting late game technicals. Just ask my guy Shaq.
Nobody roots for Goliath. Nobody cares. The little guys don't care. They don't care about us big guys. But you can do it. Other big guys that did it, you can do it. Stop whining, stop complaining. They don't care. They're not going to give you the calls, but that's okay. Just play through it, big dog.
Shaq literally should have shot double or triple the amount of free throws that he shot in his career. Refs definitely did Shaq dirty. The same way Thibs is doing my guy Kemba dirty, but I get it. You got to get minutes to quickly. You have so much talent. Develop. Quickly is one of those young guys that has a burner. You absolutely have to love watching this guy play. and you have to hope that he reaches his potential the same way that you have to hope that RJ Barrett reaches his potential, because the sky is literally the ceiling for Barrett, and he has shown us flashes, but he has not put everything together. Knicks fans, I want to know how you guys feel about RJ Barrett and what you feel that he could do differently to continue to progress his game. Now, also, if you want a Barrett, Quickly, Randall breakdown, let me know down in the comments below. I really want to get back to doing more in-depth videos. And while I've focused a lot on Kemba this video, shout out to Alec Burks for being ready, looked great against the Nets, 25 points, 9 of 21 from the field. He looked good in my opinion, and I can never get mad at a coach for not wanting to play 3 guards at one time. I really don't like it. But hey, shout out to Luke Walton and the Sacramento Kings, who love it. Yes, guys, I do know that Luke got fired. Go Gentry. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.